ask you something. How would you feel if you woke up this morning and the first thing you hear is news that your grandmother was found dead? And not only was she found dead, apparently she's been dead for 4 to 5 days already. Her body's all purple and disgusting. It's all bloated. Her little dog accompanies her. He hasn't eaten in 4 days. So, of course, naturally, he starts to eat away at your grandma's purple, bloated body. The apartment's a disaster. It's like dog feces everywhere and urine in a dead grandma body. Imagine the smell. And just to think, this is the last memory you'll ever have of your grandma. It's a horrifying one. But what if I told you that this is probably the best thing that's ever happened to you in your entire life? Feces, urine, bloated grandma purple body that's decomposing is the spark that's going to ignite a shift in your universe. I want you to meet Chris. Chris was a good boy. You see, Chris was conforming to society, being a good boy. He was an honor roll student. He was an obedient child. His mom loved him. Chris was a perfect little boy. But nobody ever stopped to ask the question, is Chris happy? And something changed with Chris. One day, Chris woke up to the horrifying news that his grandma was found brutally murdered. And that was the day that 12-year-old Chris went from being a little boy to becoming a man. Listen to this.
Male teen who's having unprotected sex. And her son, Chris, is 14. And when we asked him how often he's having sex, too many girls to count. Okay, she's going to make somebody else pregnant, and then you're going to be stuck with the responsibility. What else? He was a good kid. He was on the honor roll, and then he changed 2 years ago.
I think it all happened when his grandmother passed away.
He was close to his grandmother.
She lived with us.
And he took it very hard, all right? Began beating on his younger brothers and sisters, not a good thing. And became very what? Angry?
Angry, wild, doing what he wants.
Stole a car.
Wrecked it.
Got into an accident.
So there you have it. We have Chris. If you look at it, Chris is living it up. Chris don't give a oh shit. Remember, Chris was a good boy. Chris was conforming to society. Chris's life was all about, how do I make my mommy happy? Mommy, I want to make you happy. His grandma gets brutally murdered. They find her decomposing purple body. It's all bloated and disgusting. And then reality hits Chris. Hey, what's even the point of life anyways? My whole ass mom, school, everybody. I'm going to start black maxing because we also have to point out, Chris is a black maxer. He's got the jersey on. He's got the earrings on. He's got a fresh haircut. He beats up his little brothers and he steals cars and he's raw dogging a bunch of women. But I want you to notice something. Look at the genuine happiness in Chris's face. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Before Granny had her head bashed in by a cinder block and brutally murdered, Chris was living a life that was all about everybody else. Everybody comes first except for Chris. And so often we make these mistakes in our lives. So often we put other people's needs before our own. And I want you to notice something. Nobody's ever going to stop and say, hey, stop what you're doing. Stop making me a priority and put yourself first. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen because everybody wants what's best for them. I mean, look at Chris's whole ass mom. She brought him on the show to tell people, look, Chris isn't conforming anymore. He isn't pleasing me anymore. Chris is doing his own thing. He's robbing cars. He's robbing women. Just to illustrate how much Chris's life has changed and how happy this kid is now. Chris is living a fantasy that a lot of you losers in your 20s and 30s wouldn't even dream of having. You see, what's one of the most popular corn searches in these corn websites? It's always about, the guy with the babysitter. Little Timmy raw dogs his babysitter. You're dreaming about it, fantasizing about it. Chris is actually out here doing these things. Listen to this.
You say your husband had to hold you back when you found out that he was having sex at 12. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, who did he have sex with at 12?
It was a girl that was babysitting. It was one of her friends. And she was 16, almost 17, and he was 12. And they came over to the house, and then they supposedly left. But Chris snuck them in my house, and he had sex with this girl that had chlamydia.
And so there you have it. Chris is living out your fantasies, raw dogging hags with chlamydia. What are you up to? I mean, no, seriously. What is a guy like you, a loser like you, who's most likely fat, ugly, and poor, what are you up to today? Conforming to society? Still trying to please everybody else? Chris is raging with testosterone. He's like a bull. I mean, this kid's 14, already a man. Look at his hairline. Already balding, has Norwood 2 on the Norwood scale. Look at his hairline. And all of this happened because Chris had a traumatic experience that let him have an epiphany and say, wait a minute, what's life even all about? Why am I wasting my time pleasing everybody else if my grandmama got killed? His inner dialogue probably started talking like a black guy. Man, fuck everybody out, man. Fuck everybody. Fuck the whole world, nigga. My grandma got killed. I'm about to start robbing cars. I'm about to start robbing dogging how I don't give a fuck on nothing no more. I mean, that's how he's acting. So that must mean his inner dialogue is me. You see me speaking this way, but my inner dialogue is that of a black guy. And so we have to realize that a lot of these misfortunes, unfortunate events, horrifying experiences, traumatic experiences that happen in our lives are sometimes necessary for us to realize that it really doesn't even matter. Life doesn't even matter. We could be here today and gone tomorrow. So guess what? I'm going to be fat, white, men. I'm going to blow all my money on a Benz. I don't care. Save for retirement, save for these nuts. I'm going to get rich off Bitcoin and gambling. And if all else fails, I'll live off women like always because I always put myself first. And of course, women love guys that put themselves first. I'm always in the gym. I'm always eating healthy. I'm always exercising. I'm always thinking about how I can get fresh. I'm always driving around a nice car. Women love that type of shit. You ever heard of a hobosexual? A guy that's a hobosexual? I'm a month or two from being a hobosexual myself. H-O-B-O-sexual. A homeless guy that can lay down the pipe. He's ripped to shreds, dresses nice, smells good, drives around a nice car, has no money, no credit, no nothing. But he always has a woman's place to stay. Imagine I was a guy like Chris before his grandma got killed. I'd be thinking, oh my God, I can't be a homosexual. No way. I'm a man. I have to provide for women. I have to protect and provide for women. I mean, that's what society says. I have to conform. I can't have a fat girl buying me sneakers. That's unacceptable. I have to buy her sneakers, even though she's fat. I'm better than her because I look better than 70% of guys. But society would have you thinking, no, it doesn't matter. You're supposed to treat her like a queen. And so that's why we're having a lot of guys out there. They're dating girls that are fat, obese, blown out knees, black armpits. And they're treating them like a queen. And then they wonder why they're not happy. Because it doesn't make any sense. I date down with fat women, ugly women, women with blown out knees because I understand that they're supposed to give me everything while I do nothing. It doesn't make any sense that I become better than 70% of guys. I get in shape, I have abs, I eat good, I smell good, I dress nice. And then I get with a blown out knee fat girl. And then I treat her like a queen because society tells me so. A lot of times, you need a traumatic experience to tell you that none of this stuff matters. Nobody's opinion matters. Society's opinion doesn't matter about you. The guys that are winning do what they want. The guys that are winning don't conform to society. The guys that are winning bitches and get money. The only thing that matters in life for a man is to become sexually attractive to women. Nothing else matters. Not a career, not your family, not nothing else, not your friends, not nothing. When you become sexually attractive to women, life is on easy mode. Guys start to wonder, how do you do it? How does this happen? And this only happens when you realize you don't have to conform to society. All you have to focus on is yourself. What do I want? What do I like? What about me? Me. It's all about me. For a lot of you, it's about time your grandma dies. You need a traumatic experience. If you're white, go to the retirement, because white people, they just shove their grandparents in a retirement home and they never see them ever again. Take a trip to the retirement home and talk to your grandma. She's going to be excited because she hasn't seen anybody in her family for months. She's probably going to say something like, oh my God, Simon, I'm so happy to see you. Look her dead in the eyes. Don't smile. Slowly walk up to her while you stare her in the eyes with a menacing look in your face and whisper in her ear and say, listen, bitch, when are you going to fucking die already? We're sick and tired of paying for this goddamn retirement home already. It's crippling us financially, Grandma. When are you going to finally drop dead from a brain aneurysm already? Enough is enough. It's been 90 years. And then you get up and you walk right out. But not before you go to her bathroom and piss all over the floor. We need change. A lot of you are not smart enough to have a realization without having a traumatic experience, so you need a traumatic experience. Your grandma needs to die. Your grandma needs to die. It needs to be brutal. It needs to be horrifying. Folks, head over to my Patreon and purchase my book, Fat, Ugly, and Poor. It's made for people that are just like you, that are fat, ugly, and poor, and losers, and have hemorrhoids. If you become a member, give me $5 so I can live out my dreams and fantasies, then you can get the book for free. If not, you're going to have to pay something like $13, $14. I don't even know anymore, and I don't care. Buy the book or not, I don't care. Don't buy the book. Hey, you know what? Don't buy the book. I don't care. Stay fat, ugly, and poor. Stay conforming to society. I don't care.